Your brain is supposed to be in charge. It runs your body, stores your memories, makes decisions, recognizes faces, dreams about impossible nonsense. Very impressive. But the brain also does a lot of strange things without asking permission. It lies to you, edits reality, fills in missing information, panics for no reason, and occasionally plays a song in your head for 8 hours like a broken radio. So today, let's talk about the weirdest things your brain does automatically. Starting with déjà vu. Déjà vu is that strange feeling that something happening right now has happened before. You walk into a room, hear someone say something ordinary like, "Where are the spoons?" And suddenly your brain whispers, "We have lived this moment." No, brain. We probably have not. Scientists are still studying déjà vu, but one idea is that it may happen when the brain's memory system misfires slightly. The experience feels familiar, even though it is new. It is like your brain accidentally stamps already seen on a fresh moment. Imagine a librarian putting a brand new book into the read this already pile. That is déjà vu. Next, your brain sees faces everywhere. This is called pareidolia. You look at a cloud and see a face. You look at an electrical outlet and see a shocked little robot. You look at toast and see someone's uncle. Your brain is extremely good at finding faces, because for humans, faces matter. A face can tell you if someone is friendly, angry, scared, sick, attractive, bored, or about to ask you to help them move furniture. Recognizing faces quickly was useful for survival. So your brain is tuned to detect them. Maybe too tuned. It would rather see a face that is not there than miss a face that is there. So now your brain looks at a car and says, "That one is happy." And you accept this. Now let's talk about intrusive thoughts. Sometimes a completely unwanted thought appears in your mind. You are standing somewhere high and your brain says, "What if I jumped?" You are holding a cup of coffee and your brain says, "What if I threw this?" You are in a quiet room and your brain says, "What if I screamed?" And then you think, "Excuse me? Who invited that?" Intrusive thoughts can be disturbing, but having random unwanted thoughts is common. A thought appearing does not mean you want to do it. It is more like your brain's idea generator briefly malfunctioning. Your brain is constantly simulating possibilities, risks, and actions. Most of the time, this helps you plan. Sometimes it throws out a terrible suggestion like a very bad intern in a meeting. Should we lick the battery? No. Rejected. Another weird thing, your brain edits your vision. You do not see the world like a camera. Your eyes move constantly in tiny jumps called saccades. During these movements, your brain suppresses some visual information so the world does not look like shaky footage from a running person holding a phone. This means your brain is smoothing reality for you. It is doing live video stabilization. Also, each eye has a blind spot where the optic nerve leaves the retina. There are no light-sensing cells there. So technically, part of your vision is missing, but you do not see a black hole in the room. Why? Because your brain fills it in. It guesses based on the surrounding area. Your brain is basically saying, "Don't worry, I know what wall looks like." And most of the time, it works, which is comforting and terrifying. Next, earworms. An earworm is when a song gets stuck in your head. Not the whole song, of course. Usually just one tiny piece. Over and over. Forever. Your brain does not choose the best part. It chooses the most annoying part. Maybe a commercial jingle. Maybe a children's song. Maybe one line from a song you heard in a supermarket in 2014. Scientists think earworms may happen because music uses memory, rhythm, prediction, and emotion. Your brain likes patterns. Songs are patterns. So your brain grabs a loop and starts running it like background software. The worst part is that trying to stop it often makes it stronger. Do not think about the song. Great, now the song has a spotlight and a microphone. Another automatic brain trick is autopilot. Have you ever walked or driven somewhere familiar and realized you barely remember the journey? Your brain can hand routine tasks over to habit systems. This saves energy. You do not need full conscious attention to brush your teeth, tie your shoes, or walk through your own house. But autopilot can be weird. You open your phone to check the weather and somehow end up watching a video of someone cleaning a keyboard. You walk into a room and forget why you came there. You put the cereal in the fridge and the milk in the cupboard. Your brain says, I was saving energy. Yes, clearly too much. Now let's talk about the doorway effect. This is when you walk into another room and forget what you were going to do. You had a mission. You were focused. You crossed a doorway. Memory deleted. One explanation is that your brain uses locations as event boundaries. Moving into a new room tells the brain, new scene. Like a movie cut, the old thought becomes less active, and suddenly you are standing in the kitchen with no purpose, staring at a spoon like it might explain your life. To recover the memory, people sometimes go back to the original room, which is basically asking your brain, can we reload the previous level? Sometimes it works. Sometimes you just forget in 2 rooms instead of 1. Your brain also creates false memories. This is not rare. Memory is not a perfect recording. It is reconstructed. Every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it from pieces. Facts, feelings, context, imagination, suggestions from other people. This means memories can change. You might confidently remember a detail that never happened. You might mix 2 events together. You might remember a story because someone told it so many times that your brain filed it under mind now. This is why eyewitness testimony can be unreliable. People are not necessarily lying. Their brains are just editing the archive. Like a documentary editor with missing footage and too much confidence. Finally, dreams. Every night, your brain creates strange movies while you are unconscious. The plot makes no sense. You are back at school, but also at work, and your teacher is your dentist, and there is a staircase made of soup. During dreams, the brain processes memories, emotions, and experiences. But it does not always use logic. It is more like your brain throwing yesterday's thoughts into a blender and calling it cinema. And while dreaming, your body is usually kept from acting out most movements, which is good. Because if dreams controlled your body directly, people would be karate kicking lamps at 3 a.m. So yes, the brain is incredible. It can solve problems, create art, learn languages, remember faces, and imagine the future. But it is also strange, messy, dramatic, and secretly doing a lot of editing behind the scenes. Your brain is not showing you reality exactly as it is. It is giving you a useful version, a version with guesses, shortcuts, filters, alarms, and the occasional unwanted theme song. So the next time you forget why you entered a room, see a face in a toaster, or suddenly feel like you have lived this exact moment before, remember, your brain is not broken. It is just doing brain things without asking you first.